from 1998 to 2003, he played probably the most sensitive teenage boy ever to appear on TV. Of course, I'm referring to Dawson of Dawson's Creek. From then on, he played the all-American boy in Varsity Blues, the dark college-age cousin of Patrick Bateman in The Rules of Attraction, and of course, a version of himself in the critically acclaimed series Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Now James Van Der Beek's back on network TV once again for Friends with Better Lives. Did you like playing the romantic Dawson?
I did at times. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh, that's a very diplomatic answer. At times.
At times. Other times you annoy the shit out of me, I'll be honest.
Really? I'll be honest, but I rewatched the pilot recently, gearing up to talk to you. Yeah. And one of the things that I noticed about the pilot was that his obsession with Steven Spielberg, I was like, that's not cute. That's not charming. That's really strange. You know, there's like, you can pinpoint everything about life in a Steven Spielberg movie.
I think what I liked at the time, when this is a guy who was passionate. He was passionate about something that not most teenagers were passionate about. And that I related to, because I was acting and I was, you know, going into New York City when I was 15 years old and doing plays in New York, and none of my friends were doing that. So I think what I related to about the Dawson character was just that he had this thing that was his. And he had it down to a science, and it was very specific. And it was authentic because Kevin Williamson loved Steven Spielberg in that way. Right. So,
and he was just coming off of Scream. That was such a big thing at the time.
Yeah, Kevin was golden at the time. I was the best memories.
Hot property at that time.
He really was. I mean, everything he touched turned to gold. I know what you did last summer, which he did a right on, just blew up. I mean, it was a fun time to be around him. And he's back again now with The Following.
Oh, that's right.
He's still spinning magic.
When Dawson was at the height of its success, you were essentially, boy bands were also at the height of their success. Were you guys hanging out with boy bands at all? Was there an intermingling of that? Because you essentially were, you and Pacey, Joshua Jackson were kind of...
I was in Vegas one New Year's and somebody came by and said, NSYNC wants to meet you guys. Wants to meet you. And at the time, NSYNC was like the second tier Backstreet Boys. It was before they had blown up.
Before Justin Timberlake's solo career, or Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah, before all that. I mean, they had just come out with some Christmas album.
Right.
Like at the same time 98 Degrees did. And so there was, and so I said, okay. And I met them, and they were so sweet. They were so nice. And they were such cool kids. And I immediately liked them. And then I remember that night, we were all going to some club, and they were all too young. And so I went in and then somehow passed my ID back so that Justin could get in with my ID.
Did Justin use it and get in?
Justin used it to get in, and then tried to pass it out so Lance could get in. And
the bouncer was not a Dawson's Creek fan.
By the third time they saw a James Van Der Beek ID, they were like, I don't think so, James.
Back then, you know, we were on the same slate as, you know, as Seinfeld, you know, Alan McBeal, The X-Files, The Simpsons.